All right, in this video, we're going to talk about how to use DESMOS, the graphing calculator, DESMOS, for solving systems of equations. So we're not really doing math. We're going to use the calculator. And remember, you'll be able to use this calculator on the SOL. So it's important that you understand how to do this because it's easy and it'll be an easy question to get right on the SOL. So this is the same notes that I used before. So systems of equations, how to use DESMOS. Remember, we're finding systems of equation. We're finding what x and y equals. Here it is on a graph. The point where they cross on the graph is the solution. So instead of substituting, all you have to do is put these two equations into DESMOS. So let me call up DESMOS. So here it is. And here's the systems here. So again, DESMOS.com, graphing calculator. There's two linear equations. I'm going to put the first linear equation in the top row. I'm going to put the second linear equation in the second row. So 8x minus 4y equals 12. So I got this one here, and then I'm looking at my lines. This line is red. Y equals 5 goes this way. This line is blue. It goes this way. I see where these two lines cross. They cross right here at 1, -5. -1, -5. So this is the point they cross. So that means that that's my answer. 1, -5, 1, -1, -5. Right? This is where they cross. So that's my answer. The -1 is what my x equals, and y is what my -5 equals. It's super simple on DESMOS. You just put in the lines and see where they cross. That's your answer. Notice how DESMOS also marks the point for the y-intercept and the x-intercept. And on this line, it would mark the point for the y-intercept and the point where these two lines cross. So be on the lookout. Make sure when you look at these points, it's the points of intersection where the two lines cross. Let's do another one. So same thing, I'm going to put the top line here, 5x minus y equals -9. That's the top line. Then y equals -6x minus 2. That's the bottom line. Right? That's the top equation, bottom equation. I have my two lines, a green one and a blue one. I see where they cross. I can zoom in. I can zoom out. I can move it around by holding the mouse button. So if I didn't see the point where they crossed, I know that it would be up here. So I just drag down, click on a line, and it gives me the point. This is my answer, -1, 4. So -1, 4. Again, ordered pair, x is the first, y is the second, -1, 4. Simple. You can't get any easier than this. Do another one. Y equals 6x minus 2. And 8x minus 4y equals 8. The top equation is the black line. The bottom equation is the red line. I see where they cross. It's looking like they're crossing right on here. Right, black line, red line. So 0, -2. That's also the y-intercept, but it's also where they cross. And you can see it. You can zoom in as far as you need to see it, the point where the two lines intersect. Last one, and then we'll practice graphing. So 4x minus 4, y equals 12, and y equals 2x plus 2. Green line is the second one. Blue line is the first one. It looks like they're crossing down here, so I'm going to drag it. I'm going to click, and then -5, -8. -5, -8. That's my answer. X equals -5, y equals -8. So even for my test, if it's multiple choice, then just use DESMOS. It'll be a lot quicker. But make sure you use DESMOS so you get in the habit of practicing for the SOL. All right, let's do a graphing one. I'm going to skip that last one. So you're graphing here. I'm going to put these two equations into DESMOS. Y equals 1 over 4 x plus 2. And then here, y equals -x minus 3. And then I'm going to graph. I'm going to scroll back out to see my graph. See where they cross. So my answer is -4, 1. That's where my two lines cross. -4, 1. -4, 1. Right, my x is -4, my y is 1. So I'm going to open this up. So I know that if I graph these two lines, it would cross at -4, 1. -4, 1 is right here. -4, +1. I still need the graph. You're still going to need the graph. You can compare this graph with the DESMOS graph to help you get the right points. I recommend, and we're using DESMOS to just use the b, right? Y equals mx plus b. Use the y-intercept. Like this is y equals 1/4 x plus 2. So it crosses there. And if it crosses, if this line has a y-intercept of there, you also know that it goes across this one because this is your answer. So your line would be like this. Let me see if I can make that a little bit straighter. And then if I did this line, a -3 would be my first point. And again, I know it has to go through this because this is my answer. It has to go through this point. So I know it's here at -3, and I know it's through this point. So my other line would go. I can't draw a straight line to save my life. My other line would go here. When they're set up for y equals mx plus b, you can do it this way. You could have also, if you're really having trouble, is use this to help you put those points on there. This black line, 0, -3, and -4, 1. This line would be 0, 2, which is here, and then again it crosses at -4, 1. So you can match it up to the graph. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm going to do one more, this one. Actually, let's do, yeah, we'll do this one just because, but then I'll do another one after this. So that's the top one, it's red. The bottom one, y equals -1, is blue. There's my two lines, right? This is a horizontal, but my answer is 4, -1. 4, -1. So I'm going to go back over here. Y equals 4, -1 is my answer. That's here. +4 on the x, -1 on the y. I'll do this line first. It's just at -1, and it's a perfectly horizontal line because it's y equals. This line, I start at 3, and it has to go through this point too because that's my answer. So it's going to be like this. And again, I could double check, and make sure that this matches with what DESMOS gives me. You should be able to graph two lines without any problem, especially when you know where the intersection is. It's expected that you know how to graph these. And then when you get the answer using DESMOS, it should be really easy to graph these. Let's do the last one. So again, I'm going to put these two, y equals -5 fourths, and I do have to hit the right arrow to make it with the x. If you have trouble using DESMOS, we can go over it. Just ask. class. So there's the top one. There's the bottom one. There's my two lines. They cross here at negative 4, 3. So that's my answer, negative 4, 3. I can look at my graph. I can put a dot at my answer. Negative 4, positive 3 is here. So that's my answer. I'm going to go to black. I'm going to graph this one. The y-intercept's negative 2. And I know it's got to go through this dot. So my line's going to be like this. This one's going to be blue. It starts at positive 4. And I know it's got to go through this dot. So it's going to be like this. Pretty simple. I'm just using the y-intercept and the answer that DESMOS gave me to help me graph these. So there's literally no reason why anybody can't give me the right answer for these types of questions using DESMOS. You are still on my test. You are still going to need to show work to solve the multi-step equations. But on the SOL and on multiple choice tests from me, you can just use DESMOS and get the answer. Simple. Hopefully it helps.